So, S.H.Figuarts Ultimate Gohan. You know that feeling when something is so good, but there's one or two things that just irk you about that thing? That's how I feel about this Ultimate Gohan figure. Now, will these one or two things be a deal breaker for this purchase? Let's talk about it. First thing first, the sculpt on the 3.0 body is definitely superior to the 2.0 body. The muscle definition, particularly on the arms, is way better. And the hiding of the joints is a bit more clean. And continuing on with the sculpt work, I thought this figure at first looked a tad bit stocky, and I couldn't quite put my finger on it. Then I was like, aha! The neck is short. Then I realized it was just that he had a bit of a thick neck. But I will say it's fine the way it is. Now, if you could somehow pull it off with a mod to make his neck look a bit thinner, that would work. As for the paint, unfortunately there isn't a lot of paint on this figure besides the face and some super duper subtle purple shading on his pants. And I'm gonna be honest, it's hard to tell. It's pretty good. Now moving on to the hair sculpt. It's good, but ever since the promo images for this figure were revealed, I didn't think that Tamashi captured the likeness to the best of their ability. I think the main thing is that they're missing that curve to the tippy top, most pointy part of his hair. I'm going to put pictures so y'all can know what I'm referring to. Now, here's a very frustrating part. And I suppose, but it's not that big of a deal, but if you, as you can see, I've zoomed in on the hair, and this seems to be some type of factory malfunction when they were taking the hair out of the molds to where it looked like it got a little stuck and they had to yank it out and it left that mark on the hair sculpt. And the reason why this one is particularly a big deal is because one, it looked ugly first, of most obvious thing, but also my friend who ordered 3 copies of this Ultimate Gohan figure so he could display them in all his different forms had the same problem on all 3 copies of his figure. So that sucks. But I guess on the bright side, this doesn't seem to be a problem for all the Ultimate Gohan figures released thus far. It just seems to be a particular batch of Ultimate Gohan figures, which, you know, sucks for me and my friend. However, with all that being said, if this is this is the new standard for any character that has like a similar build to Goku. I feel like this Gohan is definitely the new standard. The 2.0 body can go. I don't want them to use that body anymore. It's old, it's antiquated, and like this, it was good for when it first came out, but now we have something much better. So for the overall aesthetic rating for Gohan, even with the mess up with his hair, I'd give him an 8 out of 10. Moving on to accessories though. Comes with 2 fist hands, 2 martial arts pose hands, 2 grabby hands, 2 relaxed hands. He comes with 1 yelling face, gritting teeth face, and 1 serious face. And done. Overall, I'd rate the accessories a calm, let's say 7.5 out of 10. They could have included 1 more face in here, like let him smiling or something. All the faces he has are mean. But other than that, you know, because of the price point, I'm not going to go too crazy on the accessories. It's a good amount of accessories. But with that being said, moving on to articulation. Up that far to the maximum. Down that far. Side to side. Roll. Swivel. Arms go out to the side more than 90 degrees. Cut at the top of the bicep. Double jointed elbow. Wrist hinge. And swivel. Slight joint going forward works fairly nice. Going backward, not so much. 360-degree rotation. Leans back. That much. Leans forward. That much. Side to side. And
slight twist at the diaphragm. Kicks forward pretty high, kicks back pretty much none. Pretty much perfect splits. Deep double jointed knee. Thigh swivel. Ankle goes down this far, up this far. Toe hinge. And you get a nice ankle rocker. Overall, I'd rate the articulation for this guy a solid 8.5 out of 10. I'm very satisfied with the articulation. You know, for the sake of the 3.0 body, they sacrificed that leg being able to go all the way back how it used to go with the 2.0 body. And they gave it a little bit more core articulation. It still needs more work, but it's okay. Better than before, at least.
Okay, so for this striker pose segment, originally I only took like 3 or 4 pictures, but I wasn't satisfied with that, so I decided to continue on with it. Either way, enjoy the show, and I'll see you in height and size comparisons, and then closing thoughts.
His height, he stands about to the top of his hair, 6 1/4 inches tall, and to the top of his forehead, about 5.5 inches tall, which is in centimeters, let's say about 16 centimeters to the tip of his hair, and roughly 14 centimeters to the top of his forehead. For size comparisons, here we have starting it off with undersized Piccolo. I'm going to keep on complaining about this till they fix it, but Piccolo should at least be a whole head taller than he actually is. Super Saiyan God Goku, Renew Your Vows Parker, Super Saiyan Broly, Super Buu, Full Power Super Saiyan Broly. So in all, should you get this figure? Absolutely, you should get this figure. The price point is what, $35? You're getting a good amount of accessories. You're getting a great sculpt. This is one of the first figures to be featured on the 3.0 body. You can't go wrong with this. It's a regular release, so you don't even gotta worry about it skyrocketing in price anytime soon, unless you just wait like 2 or 3 years to get this figure. But either way, absolutely get this guy. Overall rating, hold on. So, my overall subjective rating, how much I actually like this figure personally, for me this is like a 9 out of 10 easily. But objectively, 8 out of 10. You can still use some work in the articulation department. That core articulation has improved, but it's still a far cry from great. And in this new body, they sacrificed the legs being able to move completely back how it used to with the 2.0 body. So there's that. Otherwise, sculpt work is great. It could definitely use more paint. And definitely pick them up. The price point is, no pun intended, it's on point. Like, you can't go wrong with it. It's one of the cheaper S.H.Figuarts, and it's one of quality. So, go pick them up. This has been BombasticPlastic. Stay fantastic.